Hey, hi Rico.
Hey, Alan, how are you?
Hey, thanks for coming on Behind the Decks DJ Spotlight.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, man.
Okay, we're gonna start with some quick fire either or questions.
Go right ahead.
Sunny days or rainy days?
Sunny days.
Boney M or ABBA?
ABBA, for sure.
Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Comedy or action?
Action.
Nasi Padang or Nasi Lemak?
Nasi lemak. Any day.
I know just a place for it.
Really?
Let's go to Pesama.
Let's go. Come on in.
Hi again, Rico. Thanks for doing this.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me here.
We will start off the first question. So how did it all start for you as a DJ?
Wow. We're talking about way back in the early 80s. I started listening to music as a very, very young kid because my brothers used to buy vinyl, they used to buy cassettes. So from the 70s, transitioning into the 80s, I became a DJ at the end of the 80s. In the 90s, I was DJ for mobile discos, for clubs, and that took me all the way till now. So in between, I did a lot of events, a lot of parties here in Singapore, and I traveled quite a bit around the world as well.
Your work has brought you all over the world. So what's your most memorable experience?
Before I answer that question, let me just say that this is delicious. So back to your question. So, yep, my work allows me to travel. I've been all over Southeast Asia, Australia, the Middle East, and even as far as Europe. So one of the most memorable events that I've done is I did an event in Egypt. And the event that I did in Luxor, which is all the way down south, from where Cairo is, it's a place called Luxor. So I did an event right at the front of the gates into this ancient civilization, if you might call it that. So where we were, that is where the event took place, and it was breathtaking. It was simply amazing. It is something that I will remember for the rest of my life.
Is retro your first choice of music, and why?
Retro is in my DNA, as they say. I love retro music. But don't forget, let's talk about retro. What's retro? Retro is short for retrospective, which means to say anything from the past. It gives me opportunity to play rock, pop, hip-hop, R&B, house. So we're talking about music from the 40s, even the 60s, 80s, 90s, a little bit of the 2000s, all that is retro music. So I enjoy music from back in the day, and I get to play it right here, right now.
I know you're a nostalgic person. So besides collecting vinyl records, you have other vintage collectibles.
For that, can you come close a little bit? So with that, welcome to my humble home, welcome to my crib. So I did mention earlier on that there's something else that I'm into apart from playing retro music on vinyl records. Well, the other side of me is this. I love movies, and not just movies, but I'm talking about classic movies from back in the day. So you're looking at part of my collection that I've got. These are all movies from the 70s, 80s, into the 90s. Example, I've got the Twilight Zone series. How many of you remember this? Taxi, Airplane. Now this is so rare, I've not seen it on a DVD because this is still on a VHS. Remember these things? VHS, a video cassette. Yes, I do have a player, and it's right here. So I've got a VHS player, and on and off I do stick these things in, and I enjoy all sorts of movies. But there's something else that I want to show you. I did mention that I've got a prized possession. It's a record, and it's signed by my favorite artist. Come, let me show it to you. Let's go. So before I get to that record I was telling you about, let's take a look at my record collection. I had to build a cabinet for this. So these are my babies, as you can see. This is just part of the collection that I have. And this is my madness, as they say. But that record I was telling you about, which is my most prized record that I've got, it is this particular one. So it's a guy called Gary Numan from 1978. Now the reason why this is very special to me, because I follow his work. He's the guy who started the electronic movement. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is a signed copy. This is so rare. I'm so happy to get one of these records. So if you're wondering where I bought this from, well, I didn't meet the guy, but I bought this from a garage sale many, many years ago. I wish I met him.
I know you also have a DJ setup at home.
Yes, I do. Come on in. So what I've got for myself, my little humble setup, I've got a pair of Technics 1210s, of course. So this is very easy. I just pop in my thumb drive and I am all set and ready to go. All the music is in there. I just need to scroll, pick the music and I play. So yeah, so I've got best of both worlds, digital and analog.
And since the setup is at your house, do you actually practice every day?
Maybe not every day, but in a week, I would say maybe about 2, maybe 3 times. I believe the reason why I should practice, and also DJs to practice, or any other art form, you should always, keep up with your skills. There's always something new every single day. You need to know exactly what will go well with another piece of music and try different types of music to mix, because that's what this setup is all about. It's all about mixing music, joining music from one to another. So yeah, so maybe about 2 to 3 times a week.
Since you practice at home, do your family actually complain or say, making too much noise?
That's a great question. So for them, it's free entertainment. They'll be walking by and whatnot, and so I'm here in the hall. So they would tell me sometimes it's too loud or too soft. But you know what, my family, we love music. My wife loves music. She works just behind me. We all work at home. Kids will be moving around. So generally speaking, everybody here loves music. So I'm good in that sense. Nobody complains.
Do your children DJ also?
Mixing wise, not really. They didn't really get into that, but they enjoy music. Rock stuff from the 80s. Funny thing is, my kids, they're probably 6 and the other one he's just gone into poly. They love music from back in the day.
So you actually have a huge influence over them?
Pretty much so, because like I mentioned, they'll be passing by and when they hear something good, they say, "Hey Dad, what are you playing?" So I'll show them example. If I'm playing Gary Newman, I'll say, "Oh, this is Gary Newman." I'll talk to them a little bit about it. And what happens is, when I go to the bathroom sometimes and they're taking a shower and I'll hear that same song being played while they're taking a shower or in their room. And I'm glad that, I can share my music influence with them and all the other good people, of the new generation. Music is all about sharing, and that is what I love about this business.
So if somebody wants to learn DJing, where can I go?
Oh, for sure. Reactivate DJ Academy. It's your one-stop shop to everything. So if you like to learn analog on vinyl records, mixing on vinyl records, or if you want to learn digital, we'll teach you exactly what this slider is for. We'll teach you what this knob is for, how to put on the USB, how do you put on a record on a turntable, the tone arm. We'll teach you the bare basics right up to bar mixing, scratching, and so much more. So yeah, in a nutshell, just get in touch with the good people from Reactivate DJ Academy.